Hey, episode 10 of Club Talk, the 10th fucking hour of us talking about nothingness and everything
motherfucking hour.
10 hours.
10
Can you believe
hours
that?
of bullshit. You know, Club Talk. 10 hours. 10 hours.
Obviously, we're joined today by your sexy, handsome host, Mr. Creed. Who's this piece of shit sitting next to me?
You know, this the king, the duck king, the savage, the boy, Day Day. You know how I do every day.
And we are also joined by some very special guests from the Lords of Wrath. Can you introduce yourselves down the line there?
Hello, my name is D-Man Caramel. I am the National President.
D-Man Caramel, the National President. Shooter.
Hello, my name is Caven Shooter. I'm a prospect of
Oh, we got a prospect up here. That's nice.
And
Nice.
Oddball.
I'm Oddball. I'm a patch member for Vespucci.
Fantastic.
And the actor.
Yep, and Mac.
Yeah, we've been gone for a couple of weeks. What, like 2 weeks we've been gone?
Yeah, we've been gone for a minute.
We did like 2
One of my
episodes
vacations.
every week, and then we took on some vacations because they had to deal with some shit, and
Got some
half my
tickets.
face got paralyzed, so that was fantastic.
Oh shit! How did that happen?
I might be going to jail, and Creed might be ugly for the rest of his life. So.
Yeah. So
Oh, well, let's
your host went
not
through
get ahead of
some,
ourselves.
through some crazy ass shit, you know. But if you donate just $10,000, me and Dede will be just fine.
Donate $10,000 to Club Talk. Keep me out of jail and keep Creed looking pretty.
Yeah. So you gotta do.
That's why he has a helmet on today.
You might find it odd that I'm wearing a helmet today. My face is fucked. And
No,
that's probably
no,
what
of
you're
course,
gonna hear. I'm gonna be talking for the next hour, like a mong. You might hear me.
It literally looks like
whistle
his
and
face
whistle a lot.
went through a stroke.
It looks like someone left my
half his
face in a washing
looks like
machine too
older,
long.
and the other half looks like Denzel Washington. So
Yeah. So
Oh my gosh! You
I'm
mean
gonna
Forrest
go.
Whitaker?
I'm gonna
No,
give you.
Denzel.
I'm gonna do some pity right now. So hold up. Hey stream, it's your boy Creed here. Recently, my face has been paralyzed. So if I sound weird talking this episode, don't say anything, 'cause I might cry.
You're gonna hurt his feelings.
I've got a virus called Bell's palsy, and it paralyzes half your face. It means I can't blink on my right side of my face. I can't taste shit on the right side of my face. So that's a lot of fun, and that could last up to like 6 months apparently. So that's fantastic. But I am expected to make a full recovery. So how about that? But yes,
You know that
if
you
you can
haven't
donate
tasted
lots of money.
anything.
I can taste on half of my tongue. So,
Oh, you could, yes. And trust me, people, after tasting half of his face, it's not pretty.
yeah.
I've tried it.
That sounds gross.
No, well,
Yeah.
that's why he's wearing the mask.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not. It's
wind
more.
protection.
It's a helmet.
From D-Man.
It's protection for the good folks at home. You know, this is a family show. We don't want people to be scared or offended by my
Okay.
repulsive.
I got the party.
So oddball, that means you have to leave. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
I know you're kidding.
Feel free to curse or whatever the fuck you want.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool.
absolutely. Yeah, it's
Oh fuck yeah.
yeah. Fuck yes.
No
That's
holds barred.
no holds barred over here. So yeah, man, fucking Christ though. We actually did. I didn't think we'd ever do this again, to be honest. It was becoming 2 weeks. I thought I was gonna die. I was most likely gonna kill myself. I didn't think we'd ever be able to do this
cannot
again.
believe that we literally spent 10 hours talking about a fucking video game and fucking people on it.
9 hours and 5 minutes.
Like,
We're
there's a lot.
becoming celebrities.
Which
Yeah, 9 hours.
I mean, it seems
you
to be going down well. I'm so surprised about all this stuff, and we've had a lot of requests to do another episode, and a lot of people talking to us and all that kind of shit. So, you know, why not? Why not sit here,
Do you-
take an hour at a time, and talk?
The shit's successful as fuck. Like, people fucking look at it, you know, even people that don't like it, they look at it and they're like, oh, you hurt my feelings, let me change my MC.
Not to have a big head,
Cool.
but toot. But, to be
We're
honest though,
fucking awesome.
Day, I don't think we can fucking compare to the success that these guys have had with their project. Like, that shit just blew up. That was crazy.
I don't know. Not even close.
Yeah, that is Desperado. Just went, you know, blew out the ballpark, didn't it? Just I talked to a lot of people, and like almost everybody I talked to has seen the show.
I seen this my thing about I gotta ask y'all about Desperados, because a lot of people fucking, you know, they do their role play type shit, but they don't really commit. Y'all have like a whole fucking show. Why don't y'all fucking, you know, tell somebody about it. Tell us about it. Fucking show.
Absolutely. Desperado is a concept which I thought of and have been working on for the past 6-7 months. I'm a film major in real life, and what I honestly wanted to do was I wanted to combine two of my passions, you know, one being the MC community. You know, I love the interaction that everyone has with each other, and, you know, my passion in film. So I wanted to combine these two things, and I sat down and I was like, okay, if I was to assign myself this as a real project, how would I actually make this in real life? So I wrote a 6-part series from start to finish before I even touched a record button. Then I went out and I hired professional voiceover actors who are, you know, real actors, one of them including myself, and actually paid them for their service. And got all the voice work over, all the audio. That's something else that makes this, you know, great, is that the quality, people can see the quality that went into the show from the writing to the actual production. So yeah, after we got all that together and I felt comfortable, and I got a couple of bigger names, you know, people in the community to sign on. So for instance, we have Dirty Worka, who's going to be doing a voiceover for us. You know, shout out to him. We're excited for that episode when it comes out. We have, you know, even Day Day has appeared in an episode. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yes, but actually, I can't say this. It is going to be in the next episode. I can say that. So, so you guys are going to see Day Day appear in the next episode. And we got the president of Banshees, MC, another big name MC, to come do another. Felix, yes, that's right. Exactly, yes. So he's going to also be doing a voiceover for us as well.
I mean,
so yeah, what
was the idea behind the name?
Desperado?
Yeah.
I didn't want to name it just Lords of Wrath. Because I figured that, like, that as a series name, it wouldn't really make sense. People would see that and be like, oh, I'm just trying to promote my club. And yes, it's about an MC, and yes, it's a storyline that's based fictionally off of us, but it's much more than that. It's a storyline of brotherhood. You know, it's a storyline of trust. It's a storyline of redemption. And the name itself, Desperado, it translates to desperate, one who is desperate. And the situation that the characters find themselves in the very beginning is between, you know, being pressured by the mafia and trying to find a way to come up and be qualified as brothers through the eyes of the prospects in it. And that's basically...
That's what I like about Pierce, because I feel like he really gets into that, because he's, you know, he's desperate to join the MC, he's desperate to be part of something, he's desperate to get that feeling of like, I'm home again, you know, because his fucking kid died.
Hey, yo.
No, that's in the episode. No, that's in the episode.
It's in the episode, yes.
It's in the episode. It's in the first episode. I ain't spilling nothing.
In the first episode, yes, it's revealed that that Pierce's baby was, you know, has died. You'll find out exactly how the baby has passed away.
I mean, so these are some serious topics, you know. These are some serious. It's not just all like having a laugh, that kind of stuff. It's some. You guys actually have to put some emotion into that. If you want to be acting that, you guys are gonna actually have to. The voice acting is a big deal, and the first episode of voice acting was actually, you know, really well done. I when I was watching it, I was like, it's actually good voice acting.
I thought some of the voices was a little bit gay, particularly yours.
What
were you saying, Ben?
How his baby has got his way.
Yeah.
And how he feels about it.
Absolutely. He has it rough, but he has a good he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Exactly. And the great thing also about this too is that I tried to portray the different archetypes. And what do I mean by that? So of course you have the old school MC, which is represented by Cooper. So he represents the old, trying to find a balance with keeping up tradition while trying to upkeep appearances with this new world, because he hasn't fully adapted, right? That represents the MC community. You have the new school, who is the VP, who is the one who brings up the plan of, hey, you know, we can't do things the old way, just trying to fearfully make things happen. We gotta steal from Peter to pay Paul. We gotta steal from the mafia in order to pay off the mafia. So he represents, you know, the new age. Then you have the mafia people, who is represented by represented by Armando and their community. I was actually supposed to make a poster for him to make it easier to post on RP communities, but I didn't do that. But yeah, he represents the mafia community, the organization, having the numbers behind you.
Every character serves a purpose. That's what it seems like. Every character serves a purpose. There's no useless people there that are just there to, you know, be there.
Yes, and then you had the FIB people as well, the two agents who represented the law enforcement. So yeah, so everything had a purpose. I try to give different perspectives for everything, but for the most part, it serves from the perspective of the MC community.
So you guys writing this out like episode by episode, or is this story completely written out already? You've written
the story is already.
You wrote this by yourself?
I did. I wrote this all by myself.
Right. And it's all completely done. It's all written.
The whole story is completely done, already written. Episode 1 through 6 already done.
Does anybody else know about the ending apart from you?
No. Well, it's interesting that you say that. And it's because no. The answer to that is no. The quick answer is no. And the reason why it's no is because when I get people to help me, even the actors don't really know what's going on. So, for instance, Day-Day...
I didn't know shit. I made him tell me. I made him. I was guessing like a mother.
Yeah. Which is funny, I mean, because if you're in the scene, like you basically piece together what was going on. So I was just like, okay, yeah, it would be, if I lied, you could tell it in my voice. But yeah, you could basically piece together what's going on in the scene. But he didn't know what episode it was. He didn't know when it was going to happen, to whom, what was going to happen, what was going on in the scene. Besides just, you know, the obvious stuff which he could figure out. And as a matter of fact, I think that would be a question I could ask towards Oddball, because Oddball plays Cooper, and he's the body actor for Cooper in the series. So Oddball, being an actor, being one of the main characters in the series, can you tell what's going on when we shoot?
Sometimes I can tell what the scene is about, like depending on where we are and what's around us. But I can't tell where it's all going towards. I can't tell what's the next sequence or what's going on next.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep me guessing.
Exactly. So as far as anyone knowing specifically what we're doing, sometimes the scene will just be like, okay guys, here's what we're doing. Everyone stand still for 30 seconds.
Right.
And for some reason, that's like the hardest thing. Day, were you there when I told people to stand still for 30?
I remember that shit. Motherfuckers
Dude.
started running around
Oh
punching
my
each
god!
other.
I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It was the stupidest shit. Why it's just standing still for 30 seconds, like the hardest director thing that I can ask people to do. Don't know why, but it just is.
So obviously you've got a prospect working on the show with you, correct?
Yes, Binge here right now is a prospect. I think we just moved you up from hang around, right?
Yes, I was in hang ground for 3 hours.
3 hours?
for a whole 3 hours. Yes.
So I mean, so you're very comfortable with knowing these people and letting them work on the show, because obviously these are characters. Something was to happen, say if you was to leave the club or leave your crew or anything, and maybe have some bad feelings towards you in the show, you'd have to write around that, right?
Yes, absolutely. So for instance, even today, since we're supposed to have a shoot right after this, we had the character who played one of the main characters say that he couldn't show up, so I have to scramble to try to find someone to make a second character that is essentially this character, so then they can play them. So yes, especially with 6 main characters, it gets very complicated.
And all the voice acting is
I got
done
a question.
off of different times, right? All the voice stuff.
Yeah, all the voice stuff overs is done. I did that before I even started shooting.
Oh right. Oh, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So you
Day-Day,
just
what were you gonna say?
so you have people reading their lines and then you just put them with the characters.
I have professional voiceover actors who have already pre-recorded all of their voiceovers and send them to me about 3 months ago.
Okay.
So I mean, this isn't just some project you whipped together. This has been a long time running. You've been working on this for a long time. And I think your effort, shows in the result, because everybody that has heard about this in the MC community, everybody's heard about this show.
I mean, even Rockstar themselves, they sent
they sent you an email. I saw that on Instagram, right?
Yes, that was fantastic, dude. You guys have no idea how stoked I was about that. I was giddy for
I
like.
could tell from the fact that you made a post.
Yeah, that was that's good though,
What was So what did the email really say? Like, what was it talking about?
Yes, they
They
were.
actually mentioned the
they were
character as
basically.
well, didn't they?
Yes, that's what really surprised me, because at first when I read it, I was like, okay, then maybe this is a generic message that they just kind of send out to anyone. But then they explained. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen the first episode. But they explained the scene that happens at the very end of the episode. So I was like, oh shit, that means they watched the entire episode. So
They actually saw it. It was
exactly.
fantastic.
So yeah, I was very ecstatic about it. I was very ecstatic about it. Very happy.
I think it's good because it does show a better side of the MC community to Roxanne. Anything that can show them more of the MC stuff that we do can always bring more awareness to what we have. I know they did a biker DLC on us. A lot of us are left unsatisfied with the stuff on there that we have, but are you guys doing this and even getting their attention can even help with future content for us and future awareness about the MC community, and just hopefully bring more people into the whole thing that we do here that all of us benefit from.
Absolutely. Now, while I have you guys here, I just want to make a reference to the fact that it is amazing that you guys are doing what you're doing. To actually have MCs featured on your show just shows that you guys care about this community so much and you're not selfish. So I just wanted to take the time to thank you guys for your service.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, again, like we said all these times, me and Day-Day, we do this anyway, so we were just like, why not record it and put it up next? We sit for hours, we talk about stuff that interests us, and this really gives us an opportunity as well to speak to other clubs and talk to them in this kind of manner.
We've always been interested in the MC community outside and inside of GTA. So, in the aspect, we want people to role play it proficiently. We want to talk about it. We want to see other MCs grow. We want to see the MC community become something special. So we sit here and we talk about it, and we decided why are we doing this between us? Why shouldn't other people see this? Why shouldn't other people have a chance to share their opinion on it? So that's why we came up with Club Talk. Like, let's do this. Let's let people
have
talk
so many
to us.
different views about the MC community.
And I don't know if you guys realize, but this exact moment right now is one of the moments that I fucking live for. I fucking live for this moment, because right now, in this very moment, two of the most qualified, the most passionate, the most popular shows are merging right before our eyes. Do you guys realize the significance of that?
I think you're giving us a lot of credit, but you know.
I don't, because we're not as cool as y'all.
Yeah, we're not as big as you
way
guys.
More views,
you know.
Way more views. We're like the comedy routine. You guys are like,
we're like the warm up.
Guys, it's not even about that. It's about the passion behind what you're doing. No one is. You guys downplay yourself so much. No one is doing what you guys are doing. No one. Do you guys realize how great that is? And you guys are, one of the OG MCs who I look up to, who our club looks up to. So
really appreciate
you downplaying. Yeah, no problem, man. You guys earned it. Like, don't downplay what you do, because what you do serves a purpose. And even if you don't think everyone appreciates it,
this man about to make me cry.
For real, though, for real, bro, for real. But no, even though people might not appreciate or what you feel appreciate, know that the eyes are out there. Know that you guys are making a difference.
It's dope, man. It's dope.
But something. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, something I did.
What's up? Go ahead.
Something I did want to ask was, Ben here to my left is actually still fairly new to the MC community, but I wanted to throw a question over to him. With him being a prospect and being kind of new to this, what is it like for him kind of emerging in this underground kind of lifestyle? So Ben, what is the experience?
How
been
long
like
you
for
been
you,
in?
bro?
First of all, Ben, how long you been in the MC community?
I have, how it started off 4 months ago, they wanted to recruit, and I denied it because I didn't want to lead other crews. So it was a very hard moment for me, and I was like, I can't join this, and I have to leave all my other crews. And then I came back, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to leave my crews. I'm willing to leave crews now, and I'll join the motorcycle club. And
So
then
4 months.
now I've been in here for almost. Well, I first got in here on July 1st.
Right.
So I've basically only been here for 16 days, so almost half a month.
Oh, very new to the MC community. Very new.
And right now, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. You got it. You was about to answer my question anyway. It sound like.
And right now, it's kind of hard of like trying to, basically like trying to work my way around, trying to get higher in the 1% rank. Because in 1% rank, I can't use certain guns, and I like using a lot of guns. And like, if I get caught, I get in trouble, I get kicked out. I kind of love this crew, because they treat everyone like with respect, and they're their brothers and sisters.
This gonna be my advice.
Well, yeah, this is
because you seem like
they treat
go ahead, my bad.
MCs okay. They don't disrespect anyone. We basically, it's kind of hard for me, but like if I'm mean to someone, I get told, I'm like, okay, stop being mean to them, because I'm pretty mean. Like, I could be mean to other MCs, and D-Man would be like, okay, you need to stop, because we don't need problems.
But yeah, I've been doing this myself for coming on 4 years now. I've been in multiple of MCs. I've been probably about 4 to 5 MCs. I've just passed my, well, I mean, a year and a half now as Striker MC. I've been in this MC. So, you know, Day-Day's passed his, you passed your year as well, Day-Day, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm coming up on 2.
Coming up on 2. You know, we've been doing Striker MC for a long time. So you do get different ends of the spectrum here, where you have someone who's been in for 16 days, and people have been in longer. D-Man, you've been doing this for a long time as well, haven't you? You've been doing this for...
Yes, my first MC was 66 MC. That was a while ago.
How long you been in altogether, do you think?
I would say about a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay. You can definitely tell the difference between, you know, someone who's been in a small time, someone who's been in a long time. You know, before the biker updates and everything, and the way our community kind of grows.
I gotta say this, because we just had an MC before y'all. I think it was Wild Boys. How long y'all MC been up?
Our MC has been up for about 7 months.
7 months. So it's a fresh MC, right?
Yes.
What Wild Boys was explaining to us is that as a newer MC, your focus would be shooting. But I haven't seen that with y'all. Obviously, y'all focused on making this show, hanging out with other clubs. I've seen y'all at a lot of fucking rides. Like, I've never been to too many rides that y'all ain't been in. So how did you establish that? How did y'all become so familiar with other MCs that ride all the time? How did y'all get to that point so quickly?
Yeah, well, I made it after I left my first MC. I made it a point to our goal was to try to bring the community together. And that was an early off goal right off the bat that I wanted to do. I wanted to focus on brotherhood and community. So in order to do that, I know that I had to make outreach. I know that I had to try to uplift others, whether it be people involved in my community, my close-knit community, my brothers, or people in the MC community itself. I think that from first-hand experience, the first MC I was in, all we did was shooting every couple of hours. Everyone get on right now, we're under attack. And we would just fight, and fighting would go on. Like there's no fight that would go on where I'd be like, oh, okay, let me get this fight in real quick. I'm gonna go grab some slice of pizza in about like 10 minutes. No, it was like, let me order a pizza, and in 30 minutes I'll be halfway through my fight. Like we would have fights going on just forever, and you know, at the end of the day, I would see how everyone gets upset, everyone's angry, everyone's like, oh, next time I see that person, I'm gonna shoot him, I'm gonna stomp on him, what have you. And I'm just sitting here like, what's the point of getting angry? Like this is a game. People use this to escape. Absolutely. I use this to relax. I'm not trying to go somewhere and be stressed like during my free time. Like there's no point in that. So earlier on, I made it, you know, a goal to bring people together. Anytime that, you know, we would go on rides, I try to be as friendly as I can, have as many sit downs as I can, throw events as much as I can. We used to throw events all the damn time, 3 times a week. Until we couldn't do it anymore, and the people were my club was probably annoyed at me for making us do that, but yeah, I mean, it brought us where we are here today.
I mean, yeah, we're very much preachers of, you need to ride more than you shoot. Striker MC tries to keep that message alive of, hey, we're a motorcycle club, your main focus should be your motorcycles, and trying to come together as a community, and, you know, as the MC community.
I mean, obviously, in the community, you're going to have those guys that want to shoot all the time. You're going to have them guys that want to fuck your ass up just for being an MC. And that's fine. You know, you fight them when you fight them. But when your focus becomes that, what are you an MC for? You know what I'm saying? So we try to keep that mentality like, oh, we need to ride. We need to focus on this. We need to do this. We need to do that. Because if we continue to fight and focus on that, where the MC shit go? Where the brotherhood go? We so stuck up in this.
We keep all above all this. You know, it's a very big focus of our club. I think the most important focus of our club is the brotherhood, and you know, getting in and becoming a brother is it can be difficult to do. We cut 95% of our hangarounds, you know. But it's because we need to be sure with our guys. It's kind of a thing of, if any of our guys don't like one hangaround, they're gone. Right? So we very much believe in the message. If you don't really like your brother next to you, that you're hanging out with every day, because we call him, like, I've known Day for over a year. You know, he's one of my best friends. You know, if people that
stop, don't do that. Oh my god.
If you know, if someone doesn't like someone sitting across from the table from them, how can they be trusted to take their opinion on stuff, their votes, and, you know, and do what we're trying to do? Because that's what we're trying to build here, especially in Striker MC. We're trying to build this brotherhood, and I think any good MC is trying to build that brotherhood. Is trying to build up that mentality.
You know, and it's great. It's great that you guys go for that. And like I said, we're trying to have the same thing here. And it definitely has been a challenge. You know, recently with, you know, how do you brag without bragging? I'm trying not to be like, oh, okay,
Go ahead,
motherfucker,
brag.
we celebrities.
Go ahead, brag.
Motherfucker, we celebrities in this bitch. No. Like, I have people coming up to, like, my prospects and be like, hey, man, you know, I'm a fan of your show. Like, I love what you guys do. We're friendly or whatever. Like, we'll come along and ride with us. So if I didn't instill that sense of community right off the bat, the sense of not just being all fight, then, you know, definitely would have gotten to our heads.
I assume the show has helped your club grow.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it has.
I mean, the mentality
itself
brings upon, you know, that friendship, that bond. Because when somebody sees that you have that type of mentality, they're not going to just shoot you off bat. They're going to be like, oh, this dude kind of chill.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, just ruin the whole show talking. Thank you. I appreciate you and everything you do.
That's Miss Savage.
Yeah.
She's a very nice
What is
woman.
that? I don't want that. No, I'm not.
You know, which is also a thing. You know, I know Day's family. I know I've seen Day become like a father too. I wasn't there, but one of my boys in the club, I've seen him from, you know, have his kid. So I knew him when he wasn't a father, and now his kid's almost like 2 years old.
Aww.
And it's it really is crazy how a game can bring people together, and it's like, it's insane, because you get on with these people and you talk. At least I talk to my guys like every day. And you probably do the same thing.
Okay, this must be the sentimental 10th episode. Is that what this is?
Yeah, this is this will have a circle jerk. So number 10.
Can I go over what, you know, I hope will come of all of this, guys? Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So what I'm hoping will happen with this show, I have two main goals. You know, one, by the end of the season, I want the community to come together and realize that other MCs aren't your enemy. You know, that we're all in this, you know, quote unquote thing together, right? So something that I did, or not even that I did, but you know, I wasn't trying to live as a hypocrite. So any old MCs who had any kind of beef against us or whatever, like, I just forgave for any kind of beef that we had. I even spoke with, you know, a guy who helped me out before, who I felt kind of backstabbed me, and we even made amends, simply because I don't want to be a hypocrite and trying to get other groups to stop the fighting. I'm trying to be the MC Martin Luther King. That's what I'm trying to do.
Trying to bring everyone together.
non-violent, right?
But there are always going to be those people, though. There are always going to be the people that want to do it. I want to say fuck these guys no matter what. And the tryhards of the community.
Be cool.
Exactly. So that's the first goal. Data, your mic is going in and out.
You are kind of Day.
But the second goal, while he's fixing that, the second goal that I was trying to accomplish is I want Rockstar to take fucking notice, and I want a biker DLC too. Goddammit.
Oh yeah, preach him on the videos. I'll get him back in the party now. Technical difficulties with Day, but a biker DLC part 2. I would definitely like you guys to promote that, maybe at the end of your videos or whatever. Put that on there. You know, because that shit would be dope.
Well, you said, I don't know if Day heard, but Day, the second goal that we're trying to reach is get us a biker DLC too. And you know how I said we were trying to have Felix do the voiceover and appear in our episode, right?
Right.
He was also the one who spearheaded the biker DLC part 2 video.
Yeah, that's
I was trying to get
that.
more. So I'm already in the works trying to work with him to see if we can cook something up together.
Another one.
Another one, man. Whether it be an absolute new one or whether it be just me promoting the same one that he made. Like, people don't realize how far I'm really willing to go for this community. And that's, and you know, everyone always thinks that there's alternative motivations. But yeah, that's, you know, genuinely what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, even if there are alternative motives, I for one wouldn't care as long as the MC community name gets out there. I mean, because like, I think everyone will agree, mostly because we're all part of it, but this community, you know, is the biggest, and I feel most unappreciated of gaming communities. We are such a crazy variety of people as well, like good people that create content like yourself and loads of them that just like love this community so much, have been here for so many years and so loyal and so thing to the fan base. You know, we definitely, I would have been done with Grand Theft Auto a long time ago if it wasn't for the MC community. I would not play this game if it wasn't for the MC community.
Hell no.
But you know, every day is like a new it's a new game because of the whole thing we do.
That's fucking fantastic, bro. And you know what? Like, there's something else that I've realized that's kind of crazy from this whole whirlwind experience with our show too, is that it puts us also with MCs who I never thought that I would ever be working with at all. You know, there's some MCs who I heard a lot of bad stuff about and be like, no, stay the fuck away from these guys. But it's funny when you have a common goal and a common interest and people could kind of see the goodness behind something that we can all focus our attention on, that we could all care about, then you realize that we're all just people.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of what I try to preach to people. You know, a lot of people get on this game and they get stuck up in, oh, you know, it's competition. He's my enemy. Like, bro, it's a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mad at him for? It's a game. Yeah, he won. I got you. But y'all just having fun. Enjoy it. Fucking, there ain't no reason to hate each other just because you in competition. Like, ain't nothing wrong with competition. It's a game. Have fun. Enjoy.
Absolutely. Absolutely 100% agree, bro.
There's some definite scumbags here, though. You know, if we were gonna lie and say there aren't some bad people in the community, that would be a lot. We have to make a fact of getting rid of them and running them out. I think the MC community does that a lot, though. Like whenever we hear there's someone say a pedophile.
What's his name?
Oh God.
Pedophile.
God.
What's that dude's name?
I don't remember. But
I don't even want to.
Demonic? Something demonic?
No, it's not demonic. No, demented. That's it.
There you go.
Demented.
I think the MC community does a good job of running those people out and making sure that they're not part of what we got here. Also with the racists as well. The MC stuff does attract a lot of racists. It does, because the real life.
I don't think we do a good job pushing racists out. To be honest.
I think we do. I think we do though. I think there are some racist clubs, and definitely a lot of them.
Well, I think it's so many of them that they group together.
I think what happens is when they're very openly racist, they get pushed out. I think they very much do. Look what happened to Legion of Wolves. You know, they got.
I mean, that's
no one
because
was
they
trying.
cared about other people's opinions. Look at Immortal Jokers. Look at
Were they
Outlaws.
very open though?
They're still here. They're still here. Yeah, they're openly racist. I mean, fucking Legion of Wolves tried to deny it for the longest, but then eventually they were open about it. And then
Well,
fucking,
well,
you know, they disbanded. But
well, guys,
other
the way
MCs
that
like
you
Outlaws, they're open about it.
the way that you defeat racists isn't by pushing them out. And I know that's very contrary to what people believe. The way that what racism is just ignorance. It's it's a fear of what's unknown. They don't realize that you know, African Americans, Mexicans, what have you, we're people. Like we're just normal people. So then they qualify us into these groups because they don't know. You know, it's like if you never met. This is a horrible. How the fuck do we get on this? It's okay. If you never met a dragon, right? Say dragons are nice fucking people, but you never met a dragon. So then all you hear is fucking stories about dragons, right? So then by the time that you were finally face to face with a dragon, you're like, oh my god, this shit's gonna kill me. I have to kill it before it kills me.
It's gonna breathe fire on me. I'm gonna die.
It's gonna breathe. Oh, and then the dragon goes, oh, that's racist. Right? So, you know, apologize me calling my fellow African Americans and Mexicans dragons. But, you know, it's just, I'm trying to stay away from the word stupidity, but it's really just because they don't know what they're talking about.
I mean, it is what it is.
Well, stupidity is because you can't learn something. Ignorance is because you have no knowledge of something.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, it's because they don't want to learn something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid.
Malicious intent. There is definitely some malicious intent.
The world is too big for you not to know these things about other races and these cultures and shit. You're choosing not to get that information. Stupid.
Absolutely. No, that part absolutely.
And I feel like some of these people that are definitely on the game, 'cause it's different to real life racism. Some of these people on the game, they then again they think that people on the game aren't people. They go, it's just a game. I can say what I want. I can call this guy, you know, the N-word and all that kind of stuff. Just because it's a game, I'm allowed to do that, which is not true. The people that you talk to, the people that are spending, you know, they're real people. Just because they're behind a microphone in another country doesn't make them not a person. And a lot of people have an issue with that. They can't separate that. They can't go, dude, it's just a game, it's just online. Well, it just doesn't make any sense, man.
Absolutely. And you know, now that we got a little bit about the bad stuff in the community, something good I want to talk about the community and the influence that we've had that I found fucking magical also was, you know, you ever notice on Instagram how there is a sudden flourish of, hey, ask me a question in people's storylines.
I've been liking that. That's just been interesting.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Guess who started that?
You.
I started that.
I thought Instagram started it. I thought they just put a new fucking thing on there.
No, I'm explaining. No, I'm gonna explain how I started it. It actually started with me, and then I saw AK from Lady Devils do it next, and then ever since after that it just fucking blew off. But basically we were thinking about putting together a after show,
right?
Basically like a la Talking Dead, talking about basically Desperado,
like this kind
of
breaking on Desperado, but just focus on Desperado.
Exactly. And so we're talking about every single episode, right? And so I had people start writing in their questions. Exactly. People writing.
Shut up, Gunslinger. I answered all your questions. Shut up.
There's Gunslinger. All right, tell Gunslinger I said hey. Or he's probably listening. Hi, Gunslinger.
Gunslinger, you're a cunt.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, it started with me trying to get some questions for the series, and then because of that everyone started asking questions, which is fantastic because it shows how a good influence can positively change the normal route of routine. And I think that's fantastic.
Well, that's definitely a thing because it's so normal in GTA for people to act that way. So when you give that different aspect and people are being different, and it becomes a majority type of thing, obviously everybody's gonna hop on the bandwagon. Problem is, the bandwagon for GTA is fucking assholes.
There were different circles in the MC community. I think there were like a few different types of MCs. There were the TDM MCs that give nothing, they don't care anything about. It's just scorecards, shooting, TDMs, all that, right? Then there's the MCs like that are more on the roleplay side. Like I would say we're more on the roleplay side. We do this kind of stuff. We do the rides, we do the events. We try to put it all together. And I think they're in two different categories, and I really think they're two different communities trying to come together as one. Really, they both masquerade as motorcycle clubs, but their views and opinions are so completely warped and different. It's almost like they're two different communities altogether.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. They're definitely the people who will come into a lobby and just start shooting without being, anyone shooting them at all. So they'll just start the stuff. I would definitely have that.
On that subject also, what do y'all think about MCs that feel like they have to fight to make a name for themselves? Because I've heard of a lot of MCs, they say, oh, we gotta fight to make a name for ourselves. We gotta fight to get ourselves out there.
Loads of rap, they're instead of going out and finding the way to popularity by making everyone fucking hate them by shooting at them all the time and shooting up rides, they went out and they made something creative. They did a creative thing, and it's got over 600 fucking views on YouTube now. Almost everyone in the MC community's seen it, and I'm sure their club has grown. You got an influx of hang-arounds and stuff ever since that show started. I'm sure, and
but even before their show. Even before their show, they were attending rides and stuff with bigger clubs. They were doing shit. Cause I remember when Lords of Wrath wasn't that big. I remember when the only person from Lords of Wrath I knew was D-Man Caramel. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I still showed up like, motherfucker, yeah, I'm here.
You know what I mean? Like,
it shows that
I definitely got you.
Definitely wins over being an asshole.
Absolutely. Exactly. Now, at the same time, we don't run from a fight. We did have a couple of people in random servers. There's two sides to every coin. We have the people who are like fans, who are like, hey, great job on the show. And then we have people who are like, let's try these motherfuckers.
Yeah, you see them on the show, they're like, oh, these guys on the show, I want to fuck them up.
They're like, they can't fight, they're just actors.
Yeah. Which again, we talk a lot about riding and stuff, but there's nothing wrong with liking shooting. I like to shoot. It's competitive and it's all that kind of stuff. But we say that, and our view on it is, if you're in a motorcycle club, your priority shouldn't be shooting at street riding. It should be your motorcycles and doing all that kind of stuff, right? The shooting should come, as a thing that you like to do sometimes. It should be like that.
I have to throw my sympathy out for clubs though, because there's clubs like obviously Wild Boys. When they came on, they said they feel like they have to fight. As newer MC, they feel like they have to do that because they can't attend rides without somebody thinking they about to shoot it up or whatever.
Yeah, it's because they already shot up a bunch of rides.
Yeah, that's a big issue. And when we came out right out the gate, the first enemies I had was the people whose MC I left. And so, we were fighting right off the bat with those guys. But I mean, I had to change my mentality because what originally I would do is we would fight with them and then we would patch them. And I don't know if you guys saw some of my earlier patch picks. Like, I got ridiculous with some of my fucking patch picks, like, with my editing skills. Like, there was a VP of, I'm not gonna say the MC, but there's a VP who I killed, and then I took a picture of him and then photoshopped him onto a platter with an apple in his mouth.
I remember that shit. I was like, that's the most creative patch pick I ever seen. I remember commenting on that shit. That shit was insane. I was like, this is a patch pick that I can accept. Because people did the most to fucking, like, it's fucking hilarious.
And I think
I know.
comedy for those kind of things really helps as well. Like, it's boring just to see a scorecard or a patch pick, but when you do something funny with them, it becomes something else.
Yeah, because I mean, I was just pointing out the ridiculousness of the whole
patch picks.
concept of patch. Can we talk a little bit about that? Can we talk about the
Absolutely.
ridiculously of fucking patch picks? Oh my god.
You're taking a picture of my
Okay.
patch. You're showing how beautiful my patch is. Thank you.
So that is
Congratulations,
that is
you took a picture of a sleeping GTA character. Good job.
that is the thing that I hate the most about fucking MC communities. I hate patch picking because that gives you a reason and acceptance to be like, okay, it's okay to kill somebody else just because I want to take a picture of their back.
Jeez. Do one of my lives.
Oddball, have you ever run into that issue at all?
Not really.
Okay, good.
What?
Good. You don't run into that issue. It's not cool. And I know, Benj, you just started. You probably haven't had too many issues like that either, have you?
I have had no issues, just except for the other day.
What happened the other day?
Happened the other day.
Well, some other MC likes to bully prospects, so they kept killing me.
Mm.
How is it?
What-
Can I ask the prospect a question? What's
course,
the
yeah.
prospect's name again? It's
Ben.
Ben.
I
Ben.
don't know.
So Ben, what's it like prospecting? So you like you said, you're fairly new to the MC community, right? And you come into this club that is now, since the show started up, is getting, a lot more attention. What's it like coming in and prospecting for a show for a club now that's actually blowing up and getting bigger? How is it coming into that?
Well, honestly, I don't know because I haven't been in any videos. I haven't done anything. I haven't recorded today. Today's gonna be my first day actually recording for this, so I don't really I don't get the concept of it right now. I haven't ever recorded anything. This will be my first time recording anything for the MC.
Well, yeah.
So
well,
he is
Club
like
Talk
a
is
new
recording. Yeah. So.
Yes, I am a noob.
Well, welcome to the MC community, Ben.
I'm not a noob. I'm a noob at the MC, but I'm not a noob at the game.
And I hope that your life in this community is very, your career here is very, fruitful and filled with a bunch of terrifyingly cool moments.
I got a question. Because not only is y'all's prospect newer to the MC community, but y'all are yourselves. So, what is your advice to MCs that are newer? Because obviously they're doing shit wrong. You got MCs that are coming in like, I got to do it this way, I got to do it that way. What is your advice to MCs coming in fresh into the MC community?
Absolutely. Well, why don't we go down the line, starting with Oddball? Go ahead. What is your advice to new MCs and new people in the MC community in order to be successful?
Really the main thing is you want to be open and try to be friendly with people when you're recruiting, so they see you as a nice person instead of actually an aggressive kind of guy,
Okay. D-Man.
Ben, what about you?
Alright, Ben.
Honestly, my opinion is they don't go around blowing up people's bike rides. And we're like Oddball said, when they're recruiting people, they should be like, well, blah, 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 blah. Like, they can't be so bossy. Because that's what affects people when they recruit people and they're bossy. And then the people are like, oh, I don't want to join that because they're being bossy and I don't like bossy people.
And
In my
D-Man is...
opinion, I hate bossy people. Like, I have a little cousin, she's so bossy. Like, who are you talking to?
Oh, is that why you punched her that one time?
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
I'm kidding.
And that's why, like, when I join other people's RPs and stuff, like, they start bossing me around. Or if I join a different team to see what it's like or something like that, they boss me around like, no.
I got you.
And D-Man,
Okay.
as an older guy in the community, what would you say? Because you're a national president, you said, right? You're a president. So what would be your advice to a club starting up, or maybe a president out there looking to start up their own club?
I would say if you are a president looking to start up your club, the thing that you have to get good at is talking.
Absolutely.
I definitely say that you know, my talking has helped me out a lot. I have a lot of experience. I actually shoot a podcast myself on iTunes and Google Play.
Fantastic.
So talking comes natural to me, and I would say the second thing would be is what, regardless of whatever you know you guys are trying to do, whether you guys are trying to be a TDM group, whether you're trying to fucking gunslinger. Fuck you,
Now
gunslinger.
you talk about gunslinger.
I know. Fuck you, gunslinger. No. And the second thing is, no, I'm just kidding, gunslinger. I love you. And the second thing would be is, regardless of whatever you're trying to do with your MC, whether you're trying to be like a TDM crew, whether you're trying to be a fucking old school hot rod crew, as long as there's an MC, that no matter what it is that you have to have a single vision, and that you have to have all the people around you know what that vision is and be striving for that same vision.
Yeah.
I mean,
that can
that's
be
my
difficult.
advice to newer clubs starting up. You have to know what you're gonna have, your vision's gonna be, what you're gonna stand for when y'all start off. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're gonna be that TDM type club or that fucking MC type club or whatever, you have to have that vision set. This is what we're gonna be.
I would also say to
otherwise
it,
you'll be
if you
looking
are
dumb as
looking to
fuck.
start your own club, don't fucking do it. Don't start your own club. There are so many clubs out here, so many good clubs that could use good guys coming in and trying to get into the clubs. And there are so many different clubs. You can, if you look hard enough, you will find what you want. You'll find the kind of club that you like. If you search and you cannot find anything you like, then you have to get guys together and start with something that you like just for you. But the majority of the time, there's gonna be a club out there that do things the way that you like, and you can add to that brotherhood, and then try to build that brotherhood instead of making another one, which is separate.
I hear what you're saying. Absolutely.
Why do y'all think MCs focus so much on fighting other than relations, like with other clubs and themselves?
Yeah.
You know, the MC community in general.
That is a great question.
In my opinion, I feel like they just want more attention, even though they're not getting attention. Like,
So they're gay.
I feel like it's because they think it's a game, and I think this, like I said, there are two kind of aspects. There's we're the kind of like more roleplay biker aspect. They've got the game aspect, right? So it's like, all right, if I beat this guy, if this guy leaves the lobby, if I'm up on this guy, that means I'm a better crew, I'm a better club, which is not true, because it's not what we're trying to compete with. It's Striker MC, and you know, we're not trying to compete with you being the best shot. You know, you staying 24 hours in a fucking TDM lobby. Well, that's not what we're trying to do. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to be the best MC. We're trying to be the best club, best brotherhood. That's what you need to compete with, not the shooting.
Now, if you want to be something else too that you got to break down is if you want to be the best, there's several bests.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So once again, I guess that ties back to vision. Is if you want to be the best MC, then you have to be the best at more than just one thing.
Absolutely.
You can't just be the best MC if you're just the best TDM MC. That doesn't necessarily make what the best MC. You always have to have, you know, an element of you know, loyalty and
I think
respect.
I think to me, it's like the best MC is judged by longevity. It's like, oh, you could be the best shots, but is that gonna keep your MC up? You could be the best riders, but is that gonna keep your MC around? You can have the best brotherhood, but is it still here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you say, oh, the best MC, motherfucker, you're not here no more?
You need
Your
to
shit
be
went
able
away.
to
You
prove
came
that
back.
you
You
can
want
work
to say
through
you're
those
good again.
moments.
You're not. You came back, motherfucker. You're not shit.
It might sound weird to say, but running a club and even being in a club, there's gonna be some fucking shitty ass times. You're gonna have arguments. When you spend, you know, so much time playing a game with the same people, you're gonna get into fucking arguments. You're gonna have disagreements about certain things. But to prove that you are still gonna be in this club, even if you could have a fucking shouting match over absolutely nothing, with Day, with the other members of my club, with about just menial things. But I know for a fact even though we fucking was fucking screaming at each other about a fucking video game, I know for a fact that he wouldn't end up leaving the crew. I wouldn't end up leaving the club, because it goes beyond that. It goes beyond the game. It goes beyond everything. You know, and I think that's what every MC needs to do. We are going to need to wrap up now. We are coming up on an hour, so we are going to need to go. And then, so before we
Can I hit one last question?
Okay, right. Okay, I think we fit one more.
Alright. What do y'all think about the community? What do you think the community would be like if MCs just stopped shooting each other, period? Like no one cared about 1% or 99 and motherfuckers just stopped shooting each other, period. As long as they got MC by their name.
I'm glad that you asked that, because honestly, that is my goal, is to get us to that point so we can find out for real.
Right.
But as far as what I think will happen if everyone just stopped shooting at each other, if everyone stopped fighting, if you know, you could respect a 1% patch, if you could respect a 99% patch, and it was peaceful and no one started anything.
I mean, that's the dream.
I think that would be that would be the quintessential us moving from caveman days to modern days.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the dream, and you know, everyone knows that that's almost impossible, and it could never really happen. But
by the time that Desperado is over, my promise to you is that I'm going to try to get us as close to there as we can.
I would look forward to it. I'd look forward to it. Check out Lords of Wrath on Instagram, and check out Desperado on YouTube. There's going to be, afterwards, going to put some links in the description. These guys do some fucking fantastic shit. Next episode is coming out when?
It should be coming out, what is today? We released it like 6 days ago.
I'm gonna be in the next episode, so y'all make sure y'all check that out.
This guy. I would say probably the beginning of next month, so in about like 2.5 weeks or so.
Alright, so keep an eye out for that, everybody, because, you know, shit's gonna be, everyone's fucking gonna be watching it, I know already. But if you haven't heard of it, go check it out, because it's dope. It really is. It's one of the best shows that I've seen on from the MC community. Voice acting, everything. It's awesome. Really big fan of what you guys are doing.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Alright. Last Queen Club Talk episode 10.
Club Talk! Another episode.
You know how we do. At the end.
Club Talk! You know.
I'm gonna kill myself this last episode of Creed in it. I'm gonna kill myself after this. Jesus Christ, man.